Hey everyone, and welcome to the third installment of They Lost Their Minds. And we needed to get to this person. My favorite FBI agent, the greatest FBI agent in history. At least if I believe her twit twat. CaffyDaffy has spent enormous amounts of time trying to self-insert herself into this case, trying to get on court TV and be the voice of the antis. The problem is, whenever CaffyDaffy is wrong, and she's wrong a lot, she just holds up her former career as, well, I used to be someone and you have to listen to me. And in reality, she's becoming a bigger joke than Grant. This, of course, was when she went to Fairview to take pictures during the first trial, because the Alberts didn't have Ring camera, the new owners have. But CaffyDaffy has become kind of a joke because she keeps on saying, well, I'm a former Fed, so I know, and put up stuff like this on Twitter. This is taken out of context. It has to do with the Diddy trial, but still, we can just make up evidence, right, Caffy? Because one person who jumps on everything that sounds bad for Karen Read is Miss CaffyDaffy. She was in a little bit of a whoopsie when she jumped on this one. Take note, the juror said that there was not enough information. So in the deliberation room, she accessed social media X account for the jurors to get their facts. Do you all see what is wrong here? If the verdict were guilty and I learned about a stealth juror who did this, I would also be incensed. I bet not. The juror bastardized the sanctity of the jury process. You can't do that to reach a verdict. You have to rely on what is in evidence. Can you imagine a murder case being decided on deliberation in the deliberation room based on information on X? I have never experienced or heard anything like this. Lawyers in the house, have you? If so, what, if anything, was done in terms of sanctions? For those I did not name, please weigh in. P.S. I will be posting the whole video when I can access it, so the entirety is easiest to access for your consideration. Caffy, I know you have made friends with a lot of stupid people because you are on the anti-Karen Read side, and you have to be particularly slow in friends to still believe Karen Read is guilty. But what you did there was take an unvetted information and out of context statement and spin an entire story about it. And not only did you do that, what you also did was remember to tag big names in it. So all of these people would either see it or their followers would get a notice that you mentioned them. Notice the last one here. Good old Julie from Court TV. Yes. Jennifer CaffyDaffy, of course, is also a commentator on Court TV. Funny how everyone I have mentioned so far in They Lost Their Mind either is or have been on Court TV. Isn't it funny how all these weirdos get airtime? Almost like someone on Court TV has an agenda. But sadly for Jennifer CaffyDaffy, earlier I posted a video concerning Juror 11. Specifically, Juror 11 said that she queried X to obtain facts about the case. The video came from someone I trust, who I have come to know while covering the John O'Keefe case. Don't watch videos made by John DePetro, Grant Smith Ellis, Twisted Tragedy, Krusty the Clown, or any anti-Karen readers. You will not get truth. I just listened to the full clip. Indeed, Jury 11 said she pulled up information from X in the jury room, but not during deliberation. Anytime I discover information that needs corrected, I correct it. I also contacted my friend who told me he was in error. Thank you to all who called it to my attention. The fact indicate issues, but I'm relieved to know, unless something further comes out, that she did not query during deliberation, but only queried in the deliberation room. This is going back to the McAlbert's PR stunt. This is, again, bad PR. You were caught in a lie, and you make a, oh, me so sorry. And then you ended with saying, well, I still believe this woman is shady, because just because there's no proof of it, it could come out that she was on Twitter. Because you can't be fair, can you, CaffyDaffy? I know your name popped in a FOIA request where the MSP DA's office said, this could be someone we could use for some PR. I have no proof that CaffyDaffy worked with, had special access to the MSP or the DA's office. I only know her name popped in a FOIA request. But how come a former super FBI agent now helps harass a juror? A juror number 11 who were on Aiden's channel yesterday. You need to go and watch that interview. This juror did, like 23 other people, find that Karen Read did not cause the death of John O'Keefe. Why are Miss Superfed singling her out, just like all the other short bus brigaders? Why do they hate this woman so much? She doesn't believe the 227 Google search happened. Should all of us sit here and say, well, can't you understand the facts of the case? Juror 11 must be stupid. No, you just move on. Why are you seeing a problem with a woman who clearly looked at the evidence, who clearly saw the amount of missing evidence, who found that there were so many red flags by not calling witnesses that something shady was going on? And most importantly, she did, like 23 other people, find exactly the same verdict. Karen Read did not hit John O'Keefe. You're an FBI agent. You should be the one who said, the jury have spoken. I respect the American justice system. How do I feel more for the integrity of the American justice system than a former federal agent? Well, I'm just a grifter. But so's Caffy. Notice what she didn't do in her sorry, I'm wrong. She didn't tag the same people she tagged in the first tweet. That's another little trick you can use. Just because you're an idiot, don't tell everyone that you are it. But hey, grifting is good, right, Caffy? Gotta get that moolah. Juror 11 has absolutely exposed that she was a stealth juror and kept exposing how the sanctity of the jury process was betrayed. Test chart did not. That's from a Machado interview where she said test chart. She believes she had testified. She really later came out and said, I can't remember all these names. So I just Googled soft-spoken lab worker, and that's the name that popped. But it was Harknett. Test Chart did not testify at the Karen Read retrial. Jury 11 said Chart was the witness she believed the most. Yes, I'm harping on it. Why? Because I'm sickened that this imposter disallowed justice for John O'Keefe. The trial was a circus, and so were the deliberation. That's a fact. What more will come out? No matter what you believe, Karen Read was not guilty or that she was. This should infuriate you if you believe in justice. What should infuriate me, Caffy, is that you are just like Doink, Grant, Plevin, a conspiracy theorist. Remember all the times you said, oh, you must believe that 50 people are in on this to cover up a crime. Now you believe that one juror snuck her way on the jury, convinced 20, well, not 23, because the first 12 had already found Karen Read not guilty in the first trial, convinced 11 other people to not look at the facts, to not listen to the expert, to not view this case objectively. This is what Miss FBI, the greatest agent in history, wants you to believe. Caffy, I'm a grifter. I know how the game is. We'll sell ourselves cheap if we can get some clout online. You want to go back on court TV, that's fine. But at least be fair. Juror 11 didn't sway anyone else. Juror 11 had the exact same opinion like 23 other people. Why are you attacking that woman? I understand why John DePetro does it. That's because he's xenophobic. He doesn't like foreigners. I understand why Krusty does it, because she will do whatever it takes to try and get Aiden down. But you should be the voice of reason. You should tell all the rest of the short bus brigade, hey, as a former law enforcement agent, I know that we have to respect the jury. We have to stand by the conviction because this is truth, justice, and the American way, as Superman would have said. You were a super agent. You should try and be like Superman. Sadly, you're just a grifter like everyone else. So you'll spew any lie coming out of the short bus brigade to get those extra clicks. I hope it's worth it.